Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
Single best idea. It is not a slow Friday. There's no other way to put it. We're supposed to slide into the late August and get through and be sure the kids get the summer reading done and launch off of Labor Day into whatever. Not this August. It is exceptional. Thank you to Anne-Marie Horton for her coverage in the very early morning of Anchorage, Alaska. We saw the president leave Washington on Air Force One, a report of Mr. Putin in Siberia over by very eastern Russia and Magadan. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. We tried to stay to economics, finance, investment as well. Peter Tchir looking at the great separation between study of the labor economy and study of interest rates. Tchir of Academy Securities.
Part of the reason I'm slightly nervous, maybe nervous than most guests about the economy, is I'm worried about the job situation. I'm particularly worried about, the recent college graduate situation, right? The unemployment rate seems to be fairly high. They're not getting jobs. I look at law school applications. They're skyrocketing. That to me is another sign that jobs are very tough, especially for the college graduates. And those are the people I think who currently are being displaced by AI, right? People are comfortable kind of giving those sorts of assignments to AI, and they're not going to let big decisions being made, but they're letting some of that work be done. And I'm not sure what that does for that job market opportunity. I'm not sure what that does for our future. Where are those people supposed to get those jobs that lead them into management and things like that over time? So some of this, I think we're getting close, probably 6 months, a year away. There's going to be a little bit of pushback on AI, the deployment, and you keep looking at the cost of electricity rising. That's going to be an issue.
Peter Tchir there on artificial intelligence, the overlay of technology on this economy. And of course, that will be a theme of Jackson Hole here in a matter of days. A major thank you to Ed Ludlow of Bloomberg Technology for joining us on very short notice on Google Chrome, on Perplexity, on Sam Altman. It's an area I'm not up to speed on, and to get Ed Ludlow's expertise is valuable. With the Bank of Montreal, BMO Capital Markets, Jennifer Lee here on the economy forward.
I was very torn. I was like, do I want a strong number to signify, that the U.S. economy remains resilient, or do I want a weak number because it shows that the Fed is going to have to start cutting rates starting next month, and by how much? So I was torn, but I kind of lean toward, I want a stronger economy, a more resilient economy, and the retail sales numbers proved that. It wasn't wall-to-wall strength. We saw some pullback in things like eating out, dining out, for example, which is something I like to keep an eye on all the time. But there's more spending on things like sporting goods and on clothing and things like that. So cannot write off the U.S. consumer just yet. We should almost never write off the U.S. consumer, but it shows that the U.S. economy is still holding up there. The backward revisions, by the way, show that there's a lot more momentum coming in into the second half. But what happens at this point on with signs of higher inflation bubbling, this is where everything hits the fan.
Jennifer Lee, BMO Capital Markets. A most eventful week. We'll stagger into next week, of course, continuing to look at the technology overlay on economics, finance, investment, and international relations. On your podcasts on Apple, on Spotify, at YouTube Podcasts, it's Single Best Idea.